now we're at the point where I'm gonna bevel these strands. Now you bevel the underside, maybe lace. That's the furry part. And usually I like to bevel the inside curve first. And of course I've got it the wrong way around. You can see the curve there. Now this is 7mm, a bit over 7mm now. It's about 7.36 or something, I think, or 7.08. Well, very close. We want to get it down to 6. So I'll just do a test cut here. And do the other side. See what that comes out at. That's 6.36. Smidgen more. And again, this is the same as the tool I showed you how to make, the bevel I showed you how to make earlier in one of the videos, only it's made out of aluminium, so it's a little bit more sturdy. I've got 2 pins here to fit in the bench. It gives me a lot more stability. I'll just give that another test cut here. That's 6.29. Look, that's just pretty well where I want it. And all you do then is just run it through the blade. Nice smooth action. Pull it so that you're sort of pulling out a little bit. Because you start pulling in a little bit, what you do is get a little scalloped edge on. Okay. Now this is a short piece, about 40 feet long. Because I had a break in the lace when I was stretching it. Alright, then you just turn it around and do the other side. I'll show you the whole lot of this so that you can see how quick it is. Again, be careful, don't pull your finger through the blade, most painful. And there we go, that's the beveling done on that piece. Now the next thing to do is put it down through the splitter, to split it down to the size, to a nice even thickness. Because these hides, they might look even throughout, but a lot of the times you'll find there's a bit of variation in the thickness. And it's a good idea when you're planning to have it all the same thickness all the way through. Now we'll come to splitting the strand down an even size. The idea is to find the thinnest part of your hide and split it down to that. That's about right. Take off as little as possible, and that maintains your strength. Pull that through, like so. See how that's shaving it off. Now you can buy these splitters, you can buy cheap ones, and that's what you'll get. If you pay peanuts, you get monkeys, they say. And it's the same with tools. Now these, I picked this splitter up in the backyard sale for $30, about 4 years ago. Good God. Some of you weren't even born then. Anyway, $30, about 4 years ago I picked this up in the backyard. If you look around, keep your eyes open. It's quite possible you'll come across one of these in someone's shed, and you can pick it up for a reasonable price. I would recommend getting the best one, the best splitter that you can if you're going to get a splitter. They will last you a lifetime. The best on the market at the moment, I think, are Osmonds. They're made by the Osmond Tool Company, but you know, you're looking at somewhere around $600. So it's quite an investment. But if you're serious about this, well worth it. So there you are. It's been split. Now I'll just show you quickly how you can taper your strands down using the beveler. Alright, now this is for all you whip makers out there. On occasions you'll want to taper your strands, and that's what I will do with these strands too, because they start off at 6mm. I normally end all my strands, all my whips, in 4mm strands with an 8 plat ending. And the way I achieve that is that I use this this beveler and set that very fine, and that way you can taper your strands 0.5mm at a time, and you get a pretty even, consistent taper down through your strands. With this whip, the strands will be, there'll be 8 strands 13 feet long, and the rest will be various lengths throughout the whip, because some will be dropped into the centre. What I normally do is take the first 2 feet and leave that at the 6mm that I want, and then I'll start to taper them down at about every 2 feet. And to do that, I'll just, you see that's a bit too much there. Oh, the wrong way. And you can see there how fine a piece you can cut off. Now that's about, let me see, that's 0.62 of a millimetre. Now I can make that even finer. So if you wanted to, you could taper this down every foot at 0.5 of a millimetre. I'll zero that in a bit. Pop that around there. So if you take a foot off there like that, all the way through from your 2 foot mark. Right. So say that's your 2 foot mark, measure out another foot, that's about a foot there. And then you take another 0.5mm off. And so on and so on until you achieve your 4mm. Let me see. That's 4.24. Now that'll do me. So what I've got now, what I'll have now is 16 strands that taper from 6mm down to 4mm. Eight of them will be 4mm right at the end, all the way through. They'll be tapered all the way through, and the rest, like I said, at various lengths. And that's because you'll be dropping some in. So by the time you get down to where you've only got 8 strands left, you've dropped all your strands in except the last 8. All you've got then is 8 4mm strands, and that should just cover the core of a whip nicely right at the end. So that's how you taper your strands, or that's how I taper my strands, and I find that that's been quite effective over 36 years of making whips. So hopefully this has been of some help to you. Get out there and start cutting your own lace.
Over one.